Hey, what's up everybody? Coach Kyle here, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for future content, notifications on are best. Look back at the old videos, there's a bunch of them, and if you find this topic especially helpful or interesting, please share it. The topic for today is biomechanics and physiology of uphill and downhill running. So this is from a paper, I believe, published in Sports Medicine 2016 by Vernello, and I didn't find the exact paper, but it's an infograph from ylmsportscience.com, and it was interesting because it just goes through the different, as I said, biomechanical and physiological differences of uphill and downhill. So uphill running, the contact time, how long your feet are on the ground, is increased. Thus, aerial time, how long your feet are not on the ground, is decreased. Now, your step frequency while going uphill is typically increased. So when you go uphill, increase your turnover, your cadence, your step rate a little bit. The internal mechanical work, your muscles, the load, the work goes up. But when you go downhill, the load goes down because gravity is doing some of the work. The step frequency is typically decreased unless you're going super steep, then you have to pitter patter. Aerial time is obviously increased, and contact time is similar to level running, the authors suggest. So when you're running downhill, you spend more time on the ground, but your contact time is the same, and that's due to your step frequency being lower. Now, energy cost. Obviously, while going up, your energy cost is increased because you're fighting gravity. But while going down, your energy is decreased until negative 20%. That's really, really interesting. So decreased until negative 20%, increased when slope is less than negative 20. So that negative 20 is kind of the threshold, and that's pretty steep. Other physiological specificities, let's see, uphill, they mention higher hip muscle activity. That's curious. And downhill, increased mechanical stress and muscle damage. So downhill is very eccentric. Your legs are lengthening, but they're under load. So that is super tough on your quads. So that's why the increased in muscle damage and mechanical stress takes place. Now uphill, higher hip muscle activity. See, uphill you almost have to drive your knee up higher, harder, and that uses the hips more, obviously. So that's where that comes in, where if you have a quad issue, you might not want to do downhill hard running. But if you have a hip issue, doing the downhill running, doing the hard running on downhill segments might be better because it doesn't work the hips quite as much. It works the quads more. So just little differences where different speeds, techniques, slopes, etc., shoes, they all load the body, the muscles differently, and that can affect how injuries or niggles or soreness takes place. Just some stuff to think about. As always, you keep running and I'll keep coaching.